News tonight. Automated investment services, what they call robo advisors, are becoming popular, and consumers are interested in investing at easy at a low cost. Well, the growing popularity of these virtual advisors has led some financial service companies to get into the game. Charles Schwab, in fact, joining me now to have a conversation about this. Greg Melia, Melia Advisory Group President out of Tulsa, Oklahoma, joining us. So Schwab is calling its product intelligent portfolios. Do you believe they will be? Are they? What do you make of this robo-advising business?
Well, I think there will be a place for it. I don't think it's going to be something that's going to take over the world or take it by storm. You're going to have the younger crowd that are stepping up, and it is basically a reduced cost. So anytime you reduce costs, obviously you're reducing the service that's available for the client.
Okay.
So depending on you.
Well, so interestingly, you say it's not going to take the world by storm, but it's robo-advisors are already managing $14 billion, and with 5 years, it's estimated to be $255 billion. So obviously, it is growing and growing fairly rapidly. What do you think is behind Schwab's idea to do this? Why do you think Schwab is getting involved?
Well, I think you're right, Jerry. It is growing, and that's why I said I think it's going to grow. But if you look at the overall savings, the trillions of dollars being invested or managed, it's still a very small pie, and even if it grows rapidly, it's not going to become something really huge. But again, I do believe it has a place for it. And I think it's a smart play for Charles Schwab because they've always been about, providing more of a minimalist service and having the self-doer. And that's really what this speaks for, somebody that doesn't want much involvement.
It's been popular with younger people, that's for sure. And those are folks who probably can't afford the full load from regular advisors. Let me show you what kind of fees are charged typically by robo-advisors. It's 0.15 to half a percentage point. And live advisors are typically 1% or more, much more in some cases. So we don't know many details about what Schwab is doing. They've been expected to release some details sometime this month. But my question for you is, they say the service is going to be free. Is it?
Well, you know the story there. Nothing is for free. I mean, there's possibly, I'm sure there's possibly some soft money involved. I mean, some of the portfolios.
You'll have to describe soft money.
Well, just, funds that kick back some cash. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. It happens all the time, is that for placing money in a particular portfolio, maybe there's a kickback to Charles Schwab. I don't know that to be the case. It wouldn't surprise me. But again, I don't necessarily think there's anything wrong with that.
So let's talk before you go just quickly about how this works. Because when you say robo-advisors, it brings to mind, computers managing your money. These are basically portfolios that are already sort of set up, and they're one size fits all given your age, how much money you have, what you're saving for, right?
Yeah, and my problem with it, I think, and the reason I say that it's only going to be a limited, success is because most of the people, at least that show up on my doorstop, they're looking, their first question to me is, what do I need to know about retirement? I don't even have the first steps. So, what Social Security strategies do I try to employ? How do I take income from this safely? I mean, that's a big one. How do I do retirement? What's that going to look like? And so most of them, they're just not interested. They're willing to pay a little bit more to obtain some professional advice and to help them generally. And I always believe in the personal touch. I think that people will always want that. I know the people that talk with me. I remember a couple weeks ago, I had a gal walk into my office, and she said, Greg, I'm a graduate of Yale. I'm a smart person. But when it comes to this money stuff, it's just gobbledygook. I just don't get it.
So many people feel that way. That's for sure, Greg. And I know there are a lot of advisors who would like to have this business out there. We'll have to wait and see whether Schwab is successful. Thanks for coming on the show.
You're welcome. Thank you.